We've fixed the links, shortened the vehicle by bringing the bumpers in, we've relocated the battery tray, replaced the big heavy nickel metal hydride battery with a lightweight LiPo battery, we've relocated the shocks, we've cut some weight from the top of the body, we've lowered it a shade, and we've replaced the heavy motor and weaker servo with a stronger servo and a slightly slower motor. Now this thing definitely improved, but if you saw my most recent dry tyre test, which included these tyres, these wheels and tyres, came out number 1 in our dry tyre test compared to many other tyres. That was a surprise. So I've put them back on here in a bid to see what's the smallest amount of money we can actually spend to make this thing crawl well. So today we're going to question some assumptions. I had heavier wheels and expensive rubber. That was the only expensive thing we did. So let's just see what all the other mods have done with the original wheels and tyres. Let's go. Okay, on to problem 1. And this is the first time we've run this truck with its original wheels and tyres since all the upgrades. There we go. So I didn't have this low level of control before with the original motor. And in my bid to find the best way to spend your upgrade dollars on this cheaper truck, which is what you want, you bought a cheap truck, so you want to know what's the least you can spend to turn this thing into a proper crawler. That's problem 1 done. It only makes sense to test some assumptions here about wheels and tyres, because if you haven't seen it, these wheels and tyres are some of the best performing ever tested in the dry on the Sendero. That's problem 2 done, no problem. Oh. That's problem 1 and 2, easy peasy. Now this is problem 3, and to date this vehicle has not been able to conquer problem 3. So I don't actually expect it to be able to do it, but this video is partly about testing assumptions. In this case, the assumption that more expensive wheels, heavier wheels rather, and expensive tyres were better. Different tyres and wheels perform differently on different vehicles. So it is possible that in their wisdom, RGT have paired the right wheels and tyres with this truck. And certainly this servo has more authority over the wheels because they're lighter and less grippy. They don't deform or conform to the rock. If this was the Hi-Rocks, it would be kind of grabbing and bending. That's not what these are doing. Which may not actually be a bad thing for this little vehicle, I'm not sure yet. Oh. What's actually happening here, and what's happened every time so far, is that the bumper is riding on the ground. This begs the question, should we remove that rear bumper, bring the body in a little bit, make it a bit shorter without changing the wheelbase? That might actually see it do problem 3 where it isn't currently. Yeah, it's hard to know. Anyway, we'll keep at problem 3 for a little bit, but I expect we're not going to be able to do it. What I'd like to know is, can it do all the other problems? Because if it can, the wheels and tyres upgrade maybe wasn't necessary. Certainly the motor and the weight changes have, we're already enjoying those benefits now. So it definitely feels better already. Yeah, all right, 3's out. Nice. And problem 5. So far, we've had similar performance to with the Hi-Rocks. Actually, these RGT tyres, even with the light plastic wheels, surprisingly good. The vehicle's very composed. That front bumper continues to be an issue, but only a minor issue. You can reverse or walk it. There we go. So I'm using the steering to get us out of trouble there. Getting out of shape here. We need to stay high with this vehicle. If it's touching, you need to come across just a shade. Yeah, like that. Getting out of shape. It's actually quite steep, this. The side hill is significant. If this was real life, you'd be quite uncomfortable at this point. It wants to go, but I don't think it will. I think we'll be right. Could be wrong. There we go. There we go. Nice. Although the vehicle's actually been quite capable with our mods, I don't know that problem 6 is doable. But it might be. There we go, it's looking promising actually. Yes, yes, good. Look at that, I think we're going to get it. Wasn't even hard. Wow. I think this will be my last video for the RGT Pioneer as far as upgrades go, because I think we've actually found a good balance. With these stock wheels and tyres, and the other mods that we've done, I think we've spent about $50 in total. That's with a different servo, which you could actually skip with these tyres. Really, it just wants a 35 or maybe 45 turn 540 motor. So it's something that's a little bit lighter and a little bit slower than the 17 turn 550. The battery mod, the battery tray mod rather, where we moved the battery tray forward. And we shortened the overall length of the vehicle by bringing in those bumpers by a hole. We fixed the geometry as well. So overall, we actually have a nicely sorted vehicle that can do 5 out of 6 problems. It can't get problem 3, and with all the variants I've tried with this vehicle, I haven't done problem 3 with it. But this could just be a case of the vehicle's geometry just isn't quite compatible with that problem, which is a tough problem. We don't quite have the clearance. The back, this corner here, is mostly cracked and scuffed from trying problem 3. And so this has been a very satisfying journey with the RGT Pioneer. I'm so pleased that we could start with a reasonably decent but still budget truck and not have to put so much money in. I found myself questioning my assumption of just by default going to heavier wheels and better tires. We didn't need to do it. Isn't that great? So just a few dollars and you've got this thing upgraded. Really, it's just the motor, and then the rest of it is just working with tools. And I think we have a proper crawler in this. Check out the playlist that's linked here now, and you can see the previous mod videos in the original review. I've gone from not liking this truck to really liking it. This is a great, solid budget option. I'm really pleased to be able to tell you that too. So this has actually been quite a turnaround journey for the little RGT Pioneer. It's been very fun. Thanks for coming along on the journey with me. I'll catch you next time on RC-TNT.